Hi guys, welcome to Northwest Connection. This episode features Leeds band's Acetate, with a style that blends driving rhythms and lyrics full of heart and honesty. Acetate are the type of band that just want to make you turn up the volume and get lost in the music. Let's get into it.
You're cool with that. Hi guys, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Me or you, Oscar?
You go first.
All right. We are Acetate. I am Ryan, the front man.
I'm Oscar. I'm the guitarist.
I'm Ethan, the bassist.
And the drummer is missing in action, but he's called Luke.
As usual.
As usual.
There's always one late, or doesn't turn up. And how did Acetate come together?
It was in around this time 2 years ago, really, 2023. I was at music college with the old bassist. I'd been writing tunes for a couple months and just wanted to. It was more of a jam thing with the old bassist, really, and then found Oscar, and then we were struggling for a drummer for a while, but because I didn't really like Luke at college at first, but I don't think I've ever actually told him that. But we got
the podcast tonight, is it? Because you don't really like him, so he's not involved in it either.
yeah, basically.
You're gonna break up the band here, lad. Like, I'm not being funny. You're gonna break up the band at the end of this.
But then we had a chat. I think we were at a gig somewhere, so we both had a few bevs, and then it got rolling. I was like, "Do you want to come jam with us?" And then the next thing, it was all go, and we was there, and then it just sprouted from that, really.
Well, the story of it was, I actually wanted to start a thing of my own, so I'd messaged Ryan, knowing that he was into music and all this nonsense, and I was like, "Lad, I've got a drummer, and we're all sound for a guitarist." And I go, "Do you know any bassists?" And he was like, "Funny you should say that. Come join my band, we'll see how it pans out." And lo and behold,
I never knew this.
it clicked. You were in the band, mate, that's why.
Ethan's a late arrival.
Yeah, pretty much.
Better late than never, though, eh? So it's alright.
And did you start off just doing covers, or was the intention just to do originals? Like straight up?
Yeah, it was the intention was always to do originals, but at first, I think this first gig we did, like, it was like a 40-minute set. We had like 8 songs. I think only 3 or 4 of them was originals, and then the rest were covers, just because we didn't have enough. But it's always been an intention to be an original band.
Yeah.
But at the start, we didn't have enough, so it was kind of a mix between both at first. But yeah.
First rehearsal, Ryan sat me down and he goes, "We're not going to do any covers," and he gave me these. What was it? Three songs. I think it was 3 tunes, and he goes, "Right, learn these." And I was like, "Right, cool." And then that was it. So I was like, "Right, it's an actual proper band. We're going to do our own tunes and all that."
Yeah.
So I was like, "We're not going to be a cover band and all this." But no, we always had the intention of writing. I never used to write, and then kind of fell into it a little bit ever since Jordan, and then it's kind of just gone from there, really. So we'd always have the intention of making our own tunes. I mean, something that's like ours, do you know what I mean?
Ryan, what were those songs, Ryan?
I was going to say, what covers you did?
What first gig?
Yeah.
It was.
I can't remember the covers.
I can.
Ever Fallen in Love?
Yeah. Fluorescent Adolescent. Are You Mine?
Yeah.
And
Should I Stay or Should I Go?
yeah,
Oh, God.
4 covers for our first.
And then the
set list actually somewhere. I've got the poster. I made the poster a couple, and then I've kept it on my wall.
I think the only original song that we actually still do from that first gig is Known Best, which is obviously his most recent single.
Yeah.
So that was the first song I sent to Oscar. And it was the other week actually. I was going back through some old chats of me and Oscar, and I listened to the first demo I sent in, and it's god awful. It is just so bad. And it was just like, how did Oscar be like, "Yeah, do you know what? This tune's great. Let's do it." I was just like, but yeah. So hindsight is a great thing, I guess.
I felt bad for you, Ryan. Kind of thought I'd give you an
Oh yeah.
So going on from there, then obviously that was your first gig. You know, a lot of Arctic Monkeys influenced by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Has the sound changed and developed much since the beginning, do you think?
I'd argue 100%. I think it's
I don't think
from when we first had our first jamming session, we were all very much set on, we want to be like the next Arctic Monkeys and all this nonsense. And then we started discovering bands. Well, Ryan was a fan of them for a long time, but bands like the Fontaines and Wonder Horse come about, and all this time, so we started digging a bit deeper into some music and started listening to a few different bands that we started liking, and then our sound started to change. So, um, single released a few weeks ago, or months ago even, Man for the Take. That's very, very different to, let's say, Known Best, and you can tell really when they were written. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously Known Best was at the very start where we were like, yeah, we'll just there for a laugh and a piss up and all this nonsense. But now, like, we actually start thinking about our music, and I think it really shows with some of the music that we do write and stuff that's coming out in a few weeks' time, in a few months' time. You'll definitely see a bit of a change from at the
Who
start.
would you say are your biggest musical influences, whether that's collectively
See,
or individually as well?
I won't lie to you. It's all going to be very individual. I don't think
this is
we've
this
got.
is this is what I was going to say. Like leading on from the last question, and the one you've just asked, Chris. It was like it was more of a natural thing. We didn't like go, "Do you know what, we need to sound like this and do this." It was just a natural thing. But I think one of our strengths of being a band is that we all like different stuff. It's like I'm very like the Smiths and Fontainesy and all that type of stuff. Obviously, I love like all the Arctic Monkeys, Oasis, of course you do, but that's my jam. Whereas obviously Oscar's like big on Oasis, big on Stone Roses and the K's and stuff like that. Luke loves like Led Zeppelin and
Beatles, yeah.
Beatles, The Who, Clapton. These are very um, like 60s, 70s, and then Ethan's just what I don't even know what Ethan is to be honest. Yeah, to be honest.
Stereophonics, didn't you, Ethan? Stereophonics, Viola Beach, and all them. All
Well,
them
I listen to all sorts, really. There's not one thing that I don't listen to. Like,
No, but
Being in Ethan's car's been is like being in a dodgy disco. It's like one minute there's Bad Boy Chiller Crew on, next thing there's
there's
like
not.
oh yeah.
But yeah,
But
we're
yeah,
all different. Like I was saying, yeah.
So
I
there's
don't
not
think.
one that sort of ties you all together then to give you the sound, or is it just that?
Well, we're going to see Oasis in a couple of weeks. I don't know what you're on about.
but
You know what I mean? So yeah, I suppose Oasis is kind of the universal in it. Like
it's like your universal band that without these bands, I don't think there'd be half as nearly as many British bands like
yeah,
young bands like Oasis, Arctic Monkeys, do you know, bands like that.
Yeah.
It's just because every band will say that, do you know what I mean? Every band is somewhat influenced by these humongous British bands that have come from, you know, nothing and now thingy. Because if any British band are like, see, I think this as a young British lad, you've got to like Oasis and Arctic Monkeys. It literally like there's no
there's
way
no
around it.
fallback. There's no
There's
fallback.
no.
I'm just giving Lee a bit of a look here because I know that he's not of the same opinion when it comes
Do you
to
know what?
Oasis.
I knew there was going to be one of you two either.
So,
Just
shall I tell you
like
my
no.
thoughts?
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Is it because you
Do
Charles?
would you like to hear my thoughts on this?
No, we
So-
played a band together as well, and I actually wanted to do a cover of Columbia, but I wanted to
Yes.
slow it down and detune it and make it
Ah.
a bit more sludgier.
Yeah.
So I think, like, as a musician, like in general, you've got to listen to like a collective amount of things, no matter what it is, or even if you don't like it, it's still worth giving it a listen. Like
Yeah.
you might get in my car and I might play like rap, and then it might go to jazz, and then you know what I mean. It's like you've got to have some sort of variety of what you listen to.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Sound just to give you that bit of inspiration. So,
Yeah.
So how individually, how did you all get into music? We'll start with
Um,
start with Ethan this time.
Go on, Ethan. Go on, mate.
Yeah.
What? How I got into music?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think you know this. So
I don't actually know. I've never heard
um,
this story.
I think I was 9 in year 5, and my like
Do you want to
primary
tell us
school
the
teacher.
specific date, time, and everything as well?
So when I was born and I come out the fetus, I come out with I come out with a bass guitar like this, yeah, and that's just how it went. But no, actually, I was in year 5, and my teacher were doing guitar lessons as well, and I think I was 9 or 10, and I used to wake up before school excited to go play my guitar. Like it was just ridiculous. I bet my neighbours hated me. Yeah, so I did that, and my granddad taught me.
That's pretty cool.
I had absolutely no intention whatsoever of like doing anything with my guitar. Like, me and my brother used to fight, like we did judo growing up and all this, and we were very focused around that. But growing up, my mum was in a band, and I obviously went to go and see them, and it was kind of nice and everything. And they put me in guitar lessons at a young age, and I always had that skill, but I never really wanted to do anything with it. And then I ended up breaking my collarbone in lockdown. Couldn't fight anymore, so I said, right, what's the next best thing that I could do? So then picked my guitar back up and then started learning again, and then fell in love with it, and that's literally how it came about, and just got a knack for it then.
Was your mum's band the covers band, was it, or was they doing originals as well?
No, that was all covers band. They were really like, we talk about Arctic Monkeys, they were dead on the mark. They like.
Did your mum play or sing?
She was a singer, mate. She was a singer.
Right. Never knew that.
But yeah.
I was like, my dad's been a drummer. My dad is a drummer, and he's always been in bands as long as I can remember. So I got given a drum kit when I was probably really young, like 8 or 9. And at first I just used to like whacking it and just making a racket. It used to be in a garage, and I used to just open the garage door, and all the neighbours must have hated me. But then I kind of fell out of love with it when I got into like high school and stuff like that, and like, you know, you mature and things change, and it wasn't as cool anymore and stuff like that. But and then when lockdown hit, my dad's always played piano as well. There's always been a piano sat around in our house, so I started learning that, and then got given a guitar by the singer in my dad's band, and then it just sprouted from there, really. Yeah, I never used to sing when I was younger, or like write or do anything, but then it kind of I was just like, oh, there's nothing else to do, so it just, yeah, basically, and it wasn't like a thing of, oh, do you know what, I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to learn all these scales and you know, learn jazz chords and do this. It was just kind of like, oh, I want to be adored by Stone Roses, and then I'd go out and learn it, and I kind of learnt the scales off just learning songs and kind of figuring out, oh, that makes sense to that, and that sounds good because of this, but in my own way. So I've never really.
I'll be honest, I still don't even know half my scales.
Wait, so
we
know
that, mate.
Are you two self-taught then?
No,
Yeah.
I did have lessons, but
I had lessons since I was a kid.
It's been helpful a lot.
I've never had a guitar lesson.
I started guitar lessons when I was about 10 or 11, and I played live when I was 11 for the first time.
So yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes you have lessons, you sort of get locked into a box, or you get locked into your scales. That, you know, people have the arguments of that.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was for me with drums. Or like, as a music student at high school, you got like free lessons, and the drum teacher was like teaching me how to hold a stick and sit right, and I was just like, no, it just kind of made me fall out of love with it. Yeah, it was bad, mate. It was really bad.
Mate, my lessons that I had, my guitar tutor used to sit there with a Costa coffee and give me some like some classical piece and be like, oh, learn this with tab. And he never taught me how to like read music or anything. Obviously I know now, but they were useless at school.
Yeah, but it was just
yeah. I feel like as well, growing up through school, it were mainly like they just forced piano on you and nothing else. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because everybody sat there with DJ button like that.
Or the recorder. Yeah. It was either the piano or the recorder. That was literally it. I can't remember growing up, especially in primary school, anything apart from piano lessons or recorder lessons. There's no really. I mean, or if you wanted to do guitar lessons, I think they cost you even more to do stuff like that. But growing up like in my primary school, definitely there was no opportunities in school, so you had to look elsewhere. But yeah, it was just I actually learned the recorder, and I learned how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So I mean, it kind of worked for me. Do you know what I mean? So
I could play 3 crossbuns on recorder, or I could when I was like 6, maybe not.
I can play 3 Blind Mice. What about that one for you?
There we go. Look, we might just start a recorder band.
Little trio.
Years, really, haven't you? So you got your medieval interlude sorted for the next one.
Yeah, that's the next EP.
Yeah. How did you come up with the name Acetate? Where did that come from?
It was kind of 2 things. So, like I say, once I started playing guitar, and we went, and I was like stuff like that. I kind of always wanted to be in a band. and there's like two reasons to it. Half is that I was in physics, and acetate is obviously a chemical compound, blah blah blah. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I'm not sure if you've heard of a band from Doncaster called the Outcharms.
No, not familiar.
No, not
No.
familiar.
But yeah, so I came across them on Spotify, and they brought out an EP in like 2021 or two. And there was a song on there called Acetate, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I can kind of remember the mock-ups for like, I can give you like three names that I was thinking about. So there was one called Kaizen, Kaizen, which was one of the contenders, which I saw on like a billboard on a place.
That's pretty crap.
It is horrible. It's a good reason. And then it was like, there was another one called like Studio Cafe as well, which was horrible.
There is a cooler story. There is a cooler story to the name that I've made up. So do you know what vinyls? The material that printed on is acetate. So that's the cool story. If you want to go with it,
yeah, we'll go with when you watch it back, get rid of mine and say that one. But yeah, that's it. And then
just leave in your school story.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant.
Chemical compound instead
Brilliant.
of
Brilliant. But yeah, I never really wanted to be called the Summit. Like, it never occurred to me. I just feel like I mean, it's great, obviously, like, because it's what it is, but I just never really wanted to be called the Summit, and I was just like, Acetate, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Acetate.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be a bit biased, but I think it's pretty cool.
And you're based in Leeds? Right?
Yeah.
Bloody Leeds, bit of Yorkshire blood in you, but I mean, yeah.
How do you find the Leeds scene? Is there a Leeds?
Well, we think there is.
It's not even that bad, to be fair. It's not even that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I
feel like everybody.
I mean,
I feel like everybody like kind of looks down on it when they shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like
it's in the triangle in it of Manchester, Sheffield, and there's your two big contenders, pretty much in the whole of the UK. And then you've got like little Leeds like sitting in the corner, and there's no one really knows much about it. But the scene, like, well, there's plenty of places to play. I mean, we've done majority of them. Like venues wise, there's loads of upcoming bands, like from Leeds that people probably don't.
I feel like the upcoming bands. Before I joined this band, I never knew about all these bands that are upcoming and stuff. But if you take time to have a look about all the bands that are coming up from Leeds, it's actually mint. It's not even that bad. Like I feel like the older people wouldn't necessarily like realise that there's all this music coming out.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say about Chris and Lee, that they're older people? Is that what you're saying?
No, but you know what I mean? Like, your average person just wouldn't know, like...
Yeah.
No, I mean, I know from a lot of the music I listen to that Leeds is a bit of a hotbed for music anyway, and, venues, like of Boom, Bundell. I was over at the Irish Centre about a month ago.
That's class. So, I saw a tribute band in the Irish Centre. I think it was like a Who tribute band or something, and it was brilliant. Yeah. It was really good. It's huge in there.
Yeah, it felt a bit weird to be going to a metal show in the
in the Irish Centre.
But at the same time, it worked. But yeah, Leeds it's a great place for music.
It is. I think we were quite shocked, really. Like when like starting out as a kid and listening to all this music, got all these great bands from Manchester, obviously Sheffield and all this. You don't really hear anyone apart from Kaiser Chiefs mainly, and that's basically it. And from Leeds, there's obviously a few more, but no one really talks about it. It's not really talked. It's only football, which we love anyway. But I mean,
because everyone hates us, which is the best part about it.
I mean, and then apart from that, really, there's not a lot of the music scene in Leeds is good, but it could be better. That's why we're here. Do you know what I mean? It's our job.
I just feel like there's not enough attention on it. Like, there's some great bands like coming out of Leeds. Like the Gravy Lads are doing great things at the minute, and L'Objectif have obviously been around for a couple of years. They're doing great things, and Astoria, they've been around for a couple of years, and there's other bands like that.
Even bands like the Kites, who are flying,
the Kites,
they're doing really well. They're from Leeds. Obviously, the North are from Leeds.
Yeah.
they're flying as well. So there's like I said, there's a strong force coming out of Leeds at the moment. Like we're not going to get looked down on.
And how is it? How is it as a scene as well? Do you all like look out for each other as well? And
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
feel like I was on about this with a mate of mine, and he asked me a similar question. He was like, "So what do you think to the other band in Leeds?" And I was like, "I think on the front, it's like it's competition. Obviously, we want to be the best. We want to beat everyone else. We want to sell more tickets and write better songs and get more streams. But I feel like underneath, we just want everybody to do well.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just us, but like." We just want the Leeds scene to be better and people to appreciate that there are some great bands that are coming out of Leeds
yeah,
and that we have got something to prove. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, make it more of a community feel,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
we're like we've
Definitely.
rarely had gigs where we've come away and said, like, if it's in Leeds, said, oh, that them lot were a bit of like an arsehole, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
we'd always, let's say we did, like, our last gig was at the Wardrobe and we loved it and went down supported L'Objectif. Sound lads got on with them really well, then followed them back on socials and then supported each other doing all this nonsense. Like, I feel like because it's not as competitive as places like Manchester, London, Sheffield, all like them, because there's a real spotlight on them to be the best.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone likes to help each other out. Like,
they kind of bounce off of each other in a way. If you
yeah,
get
we
what I
do
mean. Yeah,
bounce off each
yeah,
other, and then we've always got that opportunity then to ask, is there any chance we could support you on this gig, or if you want to support us, that like, and you've got mates there that'll be like, yeah, lads, we'll help you out, no doubt. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll jump in if you need support or anything like that. Or if you need to shift tickets, but we'll have to jump in
Yeah.
for someone, or
Ma-
they'll jump in for us. And
Sometimes it's not even like support slots, it's just some advice. Like, oh, what do you think to this? Like, I was speaking to, me and Oscar were speaking to the frontman of Astoria a couple of weeks ago, Vinny.
yeah,
And it was just some advice on like how we go about releasing this EP and like what we need to get done. And it was just like he sent us over like a little one thing was like a tech spec. We didn't have a proper tech spec. It's something so little, but he just went here's a draft, just fill in what you need. And it was just like we were sat on the phone for 45 minutes, an hour
yeah,
of his time. And it was just like, yeah, brilliant. And he was just like, do you know what, lads? Good luck with it all. You're great. And it was just like, yeah, do you know what I mean? I feel like anywhere else, I don't know if you'd really get that.
Yeah,
So
everyone's
again,
got
it's like that,
yeah.
yeah, like that community feel, and like everybody wants everybody to do well. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? There's no like bitterness. But
Shout out
yeah,
to Vinny from Astoria.
yeah, well, yeah, big up Vinny.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, he gave us some ideas, and he's a Leeds fan, so
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's all right.
So how would you describe the Acetate sound to someone who hasn't heard you before?
oh,
See, I hate
that's an
these
hard one.
questions. I
I don't
hate these
know.
questions.
Yeah, same.
Most of the
Don't know.
songs sound quite different from each other, so
Mm.
Give it a listen.
especially
Put
what
up
we've
to
got
volume
coming.
11. Let us know what you think.
Is that intentional that they sound different to each other? Is that
Is it what, sorry?
Well, I think it's a strength, if I'm being completely honest, that some of our songs don't sound completely similar. Like, going back to what we were like at the start, early Arctic Monkeys, all their songs sound the same. And bands like, I'm a big fan of them, Catfish and the Bottlemen, but Ryan always goes around saying that all their songs sound kind of the same, which I'm not disagreeing. But we try to always go about writing our music not carbon copies of the things we've done before just because they've worked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like our first single, What Went Wrong, was I don't even know. But like Ryan wrote that, he came to us about that, and then our second single out tonight couldn't be further from What Went Wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
very different. It's very, we like to mix it up a little bit and add a few different sounds and try new things with our producer. And yeah, and I think it plays to our strengths a little bit because it's got a bit for everyone. Do you know what I mean? It's not one genre that it covers. It not in terms of genres, but it covers quite a few bases in terms of what instruments are used, how we sound, what bands we sound like. I think it covers a fair few bases.
and how does an Acetate track usually start? Is it with a guitar riff or is it lyrics first?
It's
It could start a vote.
like,
yeah,
well, we
Yeah.
went in the rehearsal room the other day and someone could come to us with a chord progression or something as little as that, literally 3 chords together, and then it would just run like and I've got lyrics in my phone, Ryan's got lyrics, I'm sure, saved somewhere else, and then we just kind of piece together a puzzle. If we've not got a tune that we want and we've perfected, we'll come together as a group and then literally get a chord progression and just run with it, and then that is how it works. And it's
Yeah.
we've done that a fair bit, but we all help each other out in terms of songwriting and making tunes and all that.
And
Yeah.
where did inspiration usually come from then for, you know, your lyrics and your melodies?
I don't see. I write most of the songs. Obviously, Oscar does write some as well, but I try write every day, and normally it's just me sat with an acoustic guitar, just got just, and then if I don't like find out in 10 minutes, I put it down. But I don't know. I feel like it's like what I've been listening to at the time. So like at the time when I wrote "Mine for the Take," which was about a year ago. Um, it was a lot of like stereophonic stuff. I was obsessed with stereophonics for like a good like 3 4 weeks. You know when you go through them phases of like
Yeah,
listening to different songs. But then it's like there's this the last tune on our upcoming EP that's coming out called "Set Me Free." That was I don't even know what that is. It's such a
It was like
mix
That's
a
of
like
really,
everything.
it was a heavy metal track before it was anything else, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
it
wrote
sounds
it for
like
It was
it sounds
like
like Sabbathy.
yeah.
nice.
But
Yeah.
like Stone Roses at the same time, it was weird
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
wrote that with Casey, our old bassist, um, and he came up with a riff, and he was like heavily into a lot of heavier stuff, like Sabbath and like Motley Crue and stuff like that. And it just came about, and then, like I say, we took it to Dean, our producer, and yeah, it just pieced all together so like quickly and easily, and it was just like wow. But I think it all just depends on like what I'm listening to at the time. To
yeah.
go back to your question, it's just
And does the producer, obviously you
yeah,
just mentioned Dean, then does Dean get involved in the song structure with you? Or
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it,
Yeah.
definitely. I
Yeah.
massively,
think
massively.
yeah,
So
Dean's done a lot for us. Like
we
it's
we
yeah.
we get a demo for our obviously our most recent tune, Known Best. We brought to Dean and we said, look, we've got this tune, played it to him live. We do it live, really, and then he'll give it a listen back and he'll think, right, what can we change? Like, what can,
He'll
even if
get
it's
like his he'll get
getting
like
rid
his
of a
little
verse,
notepad out, and
yeah,
like
Yeah.
his cup of tea and other things that he has,
it
and
was
then
like Out Tonight originally. Was so how it started was just the three chords that Oscar's just plays, that Oscar plays, instead of this big like straight away big massive
loud sound.
the big massive drums and the feedback. It was just like Oscar just singing away, and like Oscar said straight away, it doesn't sound like the song we want it to be.
Mm.
And we took it straight to Dean, and first thing he was like, right, change that, stop messing about at the start and just hit it hard. And within 3 4 hours we had a track, and it was like, wow, yeah, this is what we want
yeah,
this song to sound like. It's about going out and being a young lad in town and stuff like that. We don't want it to be a slow burner. We want it to be like bang, you're here, this and that,
Fucking hell,
this
it's
is
in
what
my
we're about.
face. And like,
Yeah,
I think
stuff like that.
as well when Ryan and Oscar are making songs, they might sit there with an acoustic guitar, strum some of it, and then just even if they're just saying random words or creating some sort of melody, I think that's pretty smart because obviously I can play guitar and stuff, but I can't sing, and I wish I could do that stuff. Just sit there, just singing and playing, and you might make something like obviously like they have done, but I think that's what's good about that.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Cheers, Eve.
I wish I could do that stuff.
Oh, thanks.
That's first bit of
Well,
praise he's ever given us in the 4 months he's been
I
with
could,
us.
It's
I
because
could, I could do
he's in
that
the
stuff.
public eye. Because he's in the
Yeah,
public eye now. He's been nice, and everyone's trying to play up to him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have
Oh,
a specific roles beyond the music within the band? Like your social media or your booking gigs or
What is it with specific roles?
yeah, beyond the
Well,
music?
I like to kind of take charge of the social media side of it.
I'm actually the new manager, so I've just been given the
Oh,
account.
No. Right, we're not having it.
no, yeah,
No,
Oscar's
but in terms of social media, we we kind of always ask each other what we think of it, and if everyone else approves, then it's like. But in terms of
it's mainly
platforms like
Oscar with the social
Spotify,
media.
in terms of Spotify, I'm pretty on it with the Spotify. Like recently, we've been doing a lot of live videos on TikTok, and we do them, and we pull about 6,000 to 7,000 people per stream. and 100 new people have followed us, and then it transpires then over the Spotify, the Instagram, and all this nonsense. I get people at work and like all my mates saying, "Can you just please get off TikTok? Like you're all over my phone, and I can't seem to get rid of it." And I'm like, "Right, great. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to do it more because it's like that's what we want. We want to like not annoy people, but we want to be everywhere so everyone knows our faces, our music, and everything like that. So then, if they do decide, oh, I kind of want to go see him now, they know where
Yeah,
to go. You know
it's
what I
it's
mean?
kind of a weird thing because I hate social media. Well, no, I don't like. I'm not like this big thing, you know, like everyone nowadays. Oh, detox and social media. I mean, if that's your thing, fair enough. But like, I hate doing all that stuff. So it's like Oscar's always on TikTok and stuff like that, and like his face is on it. And then it was like I don't know if I was out in town and I had my like merch shirt on. I had like the Acetate shirt, and he was like, "Oh, I know Acetate." And it was like, "I've seen them all over TikTok, this and that, and they're really great." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the front man, I'm the singer." And he was like, "Really?" Like, I've seen you on TikTok, and I was like, "Yeah." And I told Izzy, obviously our manager, about it, and she was like, "Right, you need to start making an effort." And I was like, "Yeah." So I'm trying, I am trying, but yeah, it's social media side's definitely Oscar. I'm like all
Oscar,
over the emails and.
did you end up
It
making that
writes
playlist?
emails. I'm always it's always nice to get recognised in it. And I went to go see the K's a couple of weeks ago in Leeds, and had a few people come up to me then and they're like, "Are you that band on TikTok?" And I was like, "Yeah." "You do you want my autograph now or something?" I was like, "No, it's just nice." But yeah, no, it's going really well in terms of social media. We've kind of, and all it needs is literally a full day of press going around, getting a load of photos for your
Videos.
promo, and some
That
videos and all this
stuff like
nonsense.
that. Dean, our producer, always said the hardest part about being in a band nowadays is social media and getting all four of us lads um like into a field, take some snaps, play
Yeah.
some covers, you know what I mean, all that stuff that yeah, you're in a rock and roll band, you know, you never saw Keith Moon or you know John Bonham doing all this stuff, but it's the world we live in and it's just got to be done.
Yeah, but
And it, that
it's how you brand yourself and market it as well.
Yeah,
Definitely,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
exactly.
I'd definitely say that is so much harder. Like now, where's his drummer? Where's Luke? Nowhere to be seen. But there's no doubt he'll be there first thing on Saturday when we're playing a gig. He'll be first one there and last one to leave. So
Yeah,
it's doing stuff like this is, I'd say, much harder than actually getting in a rehearsal room or a studio and you know writing songs and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's
that's it. If you
this
don't look
side
the
of
part and
things.
you don't act the part, then you're going to get absolutely pissed nowhere. But if you write
Yeah.
mediocre tunes and you look the part and act the part and portray yourself to the public in the way that they want, then you're going to go far. And that's we've got best
Didn't
of both
didn't,
worlds.
uh, didn't Liam Gallagher say that, Oscar?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've done a
And
lot of
you claim
live.
to not like Oasis. That's bollocks.
Whoa.
You've done a lot of live performances. What's been your favourite so far? Well, that's that individual.
Oh,
I'd probably say the Brood. We
Bruder
played the
now.
Brood and L in November. That was
I
brilliant.
wasn't there for that.
We've had yeah, so Brudenell is a highlight for me personally. I mean, I'd said to myself like a lot of goals, and I was like, as soon as I play the Brood, I can be happy. Then, do you know what I mean? Like, um, playing with the Public Eye, lads from Derby, they
Yeah.
won their UK tour, and then we've gained some friendships out of that. Like, we're good mates with them. They're supporting us for our upcoming gig on Saturday. Um, so then the connections. But one of the ones for me that was really, really amazing is Lock-In at Oporto,
Oh,
and
Yeah, that was cool.
the first ever gig we ever did was probably one of my favourites. I'll never forget. Like, never done anything like it before. I stepped out on a stage at the Key Club. There's three bands from Leeds, Gravy Lads in the North, and obviously us. And everyone just mucked in. Literally about 400 people turned up. It was mental, and we stepped out, and it was fully packed, like all the way to the back. And I turned to him and I go, "Right, if this is what it's going to be like, I'm doing this every fucking week." You know what I mean? And then, and I just
And then
never,
it's been a downhill
yeah.
spiral from there.
I was gonna say, you don't
But
want to peak too soon, really, do you?
Yeah,
that's it.
that's it. That's us
But it
peak.
got me invested, and that was it. I'd never forget the feeling of coming off that stage that one time, and I was like, "Fucking hell, this is amazing." Do you know what I mean? Like all these people that are coming out here to see us, and then yeah, it's just
Taking
been
that
a
high ever since.
fun ride ever since. Yeah, it's just been brilliant.
What's your favourite gig out of the two that you've done with us, Ethan? Or the three?
Wait, what gigs have I done with you?
Four, he's done four now.
I've done
Royal
Logic
Park,
Teeth,
Wardrobe,
Wardrobe, yeah.
Muse Fest the other week.
And that tribute, the one at Farsley.
Oh, and we
Um,
played
I
we
think
supported the
I
Total
think the
Stone Roses. That was
Wardrobe,
pretty cool.
the
The
Wardrobe
wardrobe,
all
that
day.
was a good.
Yeah,
That was a really
I
good
forgot
one.
about that. I forgot about that. We supported the Total Stone Roses. That was cool for
yeah,
me.
yeah. That was good. Yeah,
It was
Literally
like,
like a last minute thing. It was mental.
yeah,
Like we just got a message through saying, because I'm from Farsley myself.
Yeah.
There's a little place near me, and there's a gig venue. And the Total Stone Roses was obviously doing a tour, and the owner from this gig venue said, "Look, come down, do an half an hour set." And we were like buzzing. We'll just do it.
I
And
met this owner first. We was out. So my girlfriend also lives in Farsley, and me and my girlfriend was out having a drink and stuff like that, and I bumped into him. And I don't know how we got talking. Obviously, drinks were flowing, and next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, I run the old Woolen, it's called in Leeds," and he's like this and that, and I was like, "Oh, take my number," me just try to pry and try get a support gig, and then we were doing some promo for Mind for the Take, March time-ish, and we walked into a record shop to see if we could do like cheeky bit of promo in there. And he owned the record shop as well. I was like, oh, this is brilliant. So me and Luke, the drummer, was like sweet talking him and trying this and that. And then we got a phone call the Thursday before the gig was on a Saturday. It was like lads, I need a support band. We'll pay you, we'll sort your food and drink out for the night. Will you just jump in? And we were like, yeah, of course we will. It's
yeah. If you don't ask, you don't get.
exactly,
So
that's it. Gotta be cheeky. Gotta be cheeky.
Have you had any gig disasters?
Oh, we've had a few. We've had a few.
First
String
gig,
going in
first
the
gig.
sound check.
No, it wasn't in the sound check, was it?
No, but as in the most recent one at Royal Park, my string went in the sound check. My strings have gone on stage, and we've had to swap while mine's been changed off stage for a
Yeah.
song. Me forgetting the tunes.
Oh yeah, have you
And
two
then,
got strings?
and then Luke, then Oscar blaming Luke for it. So then me and Oscar had an argument backstage about it.
Have you two got
It's all
strings
my
for
fault.
Saturday?
Realistically, it's
Ethan, not the time, mate.
No, I'm you
Stop
seriously. Have you got
asking us.
strings?
No,
I've got some strings. I'll bring some strings for you.
Jesus Christ, this
Thank you
isn't the
very much.
time. But yeah, we've had quite a few. Oh,
Nothing that we can't
Luke's,
laugh at outline. But
Yeah.
So our drummer notoriously hits the cans pretty hard.
Yeah.
When we played at Brudenell, there was this humongous weight in front of the kick drum. Anyway, we're playing the first song, and in this like little middle breakdown section, he's like, "Ryan, Ryan!" Obviously, I can't hear a thing. Ryan, I turn around, his kick drum's going for a walk. He's like trying to chase his kick drum away. So like we had to double this middle and I'm like fighting this kick drum back into place. So yeah. That was another funny one. That probably looked great from the audience, but yeah, I feel like
looking at Ryan
there's
like bent
one
over
every
double
gig.
trying to fix his kick drum. It was great.
And the best part about it was the kick drum mic had fallen on the floor, and I was like, "Where do I put this? What do I do?" But I just fucking shoved it straight back in, and just I think we got away with it. But I feel like disasters are part of the process.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a learning curve, isn't it?
Definitely,
Exactly.
definitely.
Just makes you more professional, or not.
Yeah.
But
So you've mentioned the Brood already. Is there any other dream venues or festivals that you've got on the bucket list to play?
I'm gonna go straight away, and it's out of this world. But I want to play at Ellen Road.
yeah, no.
But realistic,
That's the
Stylist
dream,
would be pretty cool,
yeah.
and the Leeds Beckett Student Union, which is also.
It doesn't have
think
to
they're
be
about fit.
restricted to Leeds, you know. We can.
No, well, I was going to say.
DLS postcode.
I was going to say Leadmill for me, or something
Well,
like that. In
unfortunately,
well, it's shutting down.
It's getting
but I mean,
rebranded.
yeah, but that's not the same, is it?
It's not. Do you know what I mean? Or somewhere like Manchester, or King Tut's would be really cool up in Glasgow.
Yeah, King Tut's would be cool.
Just some like iconic event, a cavern. But I mean, not everyone wants to play at the Cavern Club, and it's impossible to get a gig there. And I'm sure you know, like I've been to Liverpool a few times, and I've actually had a look, and the waiting list is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, to be
It's
honest with you, Ryan, I didn't actually know we had a student union. or like a pub in uni or whatever.
So
But then
the
again,
university, us three got, has got a student union. It's got like a 1,300 cap venue.
Is that how big it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate, it's massive.
Bloody hell.
It's got a few rooms as well, hasn't it? The
Yeah.
university.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
I'd
got
also,
2 or
Ryan, to
3.
cut you
Yeah.
off, to do Deaf Institute. That'd be pretty cool.
Deaf Institute.
Manchester.
We get that a lot. Yeah, we get that a lot.
I feel like there's a few places that people can kind of like their ears prick up if they've got, oh, they're playing Deaf Institute or they're playing Leadmill or something like that, and be cool actually. Like I said, Brudenell's one of them for Leeds. Like really, really.
And
good
the
venue.
wardrobe, obviously, is the wardrobe.
And the wardrobe, yeah, again,
Which
another
we've
really good venue.
like we said, been very privileged to play them too.
But then again, moving
So-
into your smaller towns and cities, like all the academies, your O2s, like there's some smaller cities and towns that have O2 academies that they'd be banging. Like I'm sure, I'm trying to think now. So there's like Bristol and all that, and all that.
There's hundreds in there.
Yeah.
I think number one's
You've got a
definitely.
venue in boats, don't you?
What's that? Sorry.
The venue in Bristol called the Thekla. It's a canal boat.
It's a canal.
Oh, I'm sure the public eye played there.
Have they?
I think so. I remember him playing on a boat. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Oh, I've got. Do you remember when Liam Gallagher did the thing like down by the Thames? I'm going to do that. My uncle owns a narrow boat. We'll set us up on it, and we'll see you. We'll see you in Liverpool. You'll see us on Leeds and Liverpool Canal like that.
No, you're all right, thanks.
Oscar would be straight in drink. Yeah. Takes 6 weeks.
We've got some questions for you though. So if you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a great question.
We always like put people on the spot with this.
The Queen is Dead by the Smiths.
Yeah.
Ethan, you can go.
Mine's really weird. Mine's
I'm gonna look through my Spotify over too.
Mine's like Slang by Def Leppard. I think it was in '99 that come out. But it's quite different to what they do with the original stuff.
Right.
I don't know, you see, because I've got.
Just say it, Oscar. Just say it. Just say
Catfish.
it.
Catfish.
It'd be the Stone Roses.
Yeah.
That'd be mine. But
No, it's not going to be the second coming, though, is it?
nah.
Nah, definitely not.
No, first album.
What song is currently on repeat for you at the moment?
Known best by Acetate. I'm joking. For me, I've got 2 at the minute. The Rope by Wonder Horse.
Oh, that's a tune.
And the Public Eye's new song, Julia. He's just, I think it's mint. So they're the 2 at the minute for me.
For me, it'll be Black and Blue. The K's. I love the K's at the moment. I think they're doing some mad stuff. Obviously done that tour recently, and I think all the songs are really good.
I can't really think of any. Like, I just press shuffle and see what comes up.
What about you at the moment, then? Leave all the way for Ethan to answer.
Well, I've got that metal roots off and I and that Hidden Mothers. Right. They're from Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like shoegazy, gaze metal. Right, yeah.
I think the way they describe themselves as Black and Snow Patrol is probably the best way to put it. The new Cal Starboys album's just been kicking my arse. And there's a song in it called Lemon, and it just sounds like Justin Timberlake.
Hey, you can't go wrong with a bit of JT, Chris.
No,
Can't
you
go
actually
wrong with a bit of
can't.
JT.
I have a bit of Boogie every now and then. It's a bit of Justin Timberlake.
Compared to the rest of the album, which is just absolutely bonkers. To have that one bit of oxygen smack bang in the middle, brilliant.
Well, we're going to finish with this last question. You're on death row. You're in a cook shop. You can pick a packet of crisps, a drink, and a chocolate bar. What would you pick?
Oh, that's a great
easy.
question.
That's easy.
Go on then, Ethan.
Crisps, cool original Doritos, the drink, White Monster. What were it? A chocolate bar or something?
Yeah.
Like some sort of protein bar. There you go. Go get
that
your
is
protein in
so
before you die.
horrible. That is so horrible.
I like maybe a Kit Kat.
Right.
No,
I'd
that's
have the entire jar of sour cream Pringles, and
I
then
like it.
I'd have a bev. Probably have like a Peroni. If it's my last meal, I'll go fancy. I'll get a
Oh, that's
Peroni, and then I'd probably have like a crunch or something that I probably won't eat. 'cause, like,
That's worse than mine.
I'd do we get right? Question. Bit of variables in it. Can we get dips as well? If you know,
Yeah,
are we allowed it? Right, dips. Massive bag of chili eat waves, sour cream and chive dip. So that'll
That's
do
I was
those,
criminal.
meant to be
Chris.
bed last night. I put a film on and ate a whole bag. She sat by me bed. I'm looking at them now.
Just you guys have noticed that the singers always have to take it one step further.
Yeah,
Oh,
mate.
of
Always
course, of
over the
course.
top,
You
mate. It's
know,
just
Have
ridiculous.
you lot tried these?
What?
oh, behave.
They're
Oh,
too
mate.
they're too warm for me.
Am I allowed to finish, Ethan, or do you
Oh,
want to
go
keep
on.
going?
Sorry, go on.
So yeah, I got chili with a big tub of sour cream and chive dip. For a drink, I'm going to follow in Oscar's footsteps. I'll probably go a pint of Guinness,
Criminal.
and then for a chocolate bar, I quite like a crunchy. Quite like a crunchy. Quite like a crunchy. Or an Aero. Aero mint. I'd go crunchy actually.
No, you're mad. You're mad. You're absolute psychopath.
See, right, we're going to have a scrap after this now. This is band tension's gone wrong. But yeah,
thanks for coming on.
Before
No,
we
thank
move
you.
on,
Yeah, cheers for that.
just want to give us, let people know what you've got coming up. Obviously, you've got the new single out. Any gigs, anything else that you got planned that you want to tell people about?
You've caught us at a boring time. I won't lie to you. But yeah, go stream our new tune. We've got plenty more out this year. And yeah,
If you've bought a ticket for Saturday, we'll see you there because it is sold out.
Yeah.
buzzing. So it's going to be a good one. But yeah, thank you.
We've got
very
some.
much for listening.
Hang on. I've just remembered some.
Go
We
on.
have got some live versions of Mine for the Taken out tonight coming out.
When are they coming out?
I'll talk to you after, mate. I'll talk to you
All right.
so yeah, and Mine for the Take's in a couple of weeks. Yeah, Mine for the Take's in a couple of weeks, and then out tonight sometime in July. So that'll be pretty cool. And then we've got 2 more songs on the EP later in the year as well, which we're very excited for. And that's about it. So yeah, listen, stream, like, follow,
us, share us about
subscribe.
Share us about to your aunties, uncles, grandmas, granddads, mums, dads, goldfish, dog, anything. It helps us out.
Yeah.
I mean, my tortoise is roaming about the top of the garden, and she's a fan. So
You've got a tortoise?
right, yeah.
Oh,
I'm not.
right.
I've got a tortoise as well.
Mad. Right. Yeah.
But thank you for having us on, guys. It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
cheers for that.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.